We are the DFPN. Always question the answers.
No Gimmicks Podcast, and we bring it to you. Every time we turn live, and you know it's the truth. Every after show, moving down, this the time to move around. No Gimmicks Podcast is going down. Every night, every time in the ring. This is the time for the No Gimmicks, no we doing our thing. What's your state of mind? State divine. Moving down a statement when we take the line. This is exactly wrestling the state design. When you see Stone Cold like me, with the stunner in the world, exactly, man, what we bring. Every night we move like Brock Lesnar, the F5, no gimmicks. We take you to your limit, what's the feeling? When we live in the air, you know we on, this the time. Guarantee we move, you know how we respond. The state is mine, the state design when we feel it. Moving down, what's the healing? No gimmicks is the feeling.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Good morning on this Saturday. Welcome back to the No Gimmicks Podcast here on the DFPN, and we are fresh off the heels of something very monumental for the No Gimmicks Podcast. That's right. We got our first press ticket. And my man, Frank D. Vader, my co-host, what it is, brother. Welcome back to the show. Before we get into that, how you been? And how's the weather treating you?
How the weather is treating me. The weather is glorious. I mean, no, dude, it's been trash all night. This is crazy. It's wild. Neighbor's house got caught on. It got struck by lightning this morning. It's wild, man.
That's
hopefully
crazy.
they're okay over there. I believe it was the solar panels that got hit, honestly. So hopefully they're good.
Jeez.
Probably checking on them later, see what's up with that. But other than that, man, I'm good. You know, happy to be here another year. My birthday was last week.
Happy belated birthday.
Yeah, Frankie appreciates that. Happy to see another year. You feel me? And I'm gonna keep rocking, doing our thing here on No Gimmicks. And as you said, at the start here, we had a very monumental situation. And as you people can see, I'm being a shill today for a reason. All right, because your boy here, I was all elite the other night.
I know, I saw that. But
yeah.
Let's jump into the show. Let's talk about it, man. Here we go. We're jumping in. All right. We're shilling in this segment. Welcome. This is AEW Dynamite. My guy got his first press ticket. Tell me all about it, bro. How was the experience? What was the atmosphere? What was the show like? What was your takeaways from it?
So I have to say that, first of all, the Techport Arena here in San Antonio, I've never been to the building before. I like the venue. I think that it's a perfect venue for professional wrestling. I thought that it looked fantastic on television.
It did.
I mean, there wasn't a bad seat in the house, man. It was crazy. Just one of the things that kind of bothered me, though, to be honest, was they need to coordinate better with security as it relates to bringing signs into the building. There were a lot of people that had signs that couldn't bring them in because they had to be a certain size. Yeah, it had to be a certain size, whatever. So they need to coordinate that a little bit. Also, some of you people out there in the audience, y'all need to wear some deodorant. I'm just keeping it 1,000. Wear some deodorant and probably take some Tums.
A1 commentary,
ladies. Before you come into the building, probably take some Tums. All right. So you ain't doing the butt trumpet the entire time you're there. But that's it. Other than that, it was a great experience. I went with some people that have never been to a wrestling show before, so it was a thrill for them. There were a lot of children at the event. And
that's interesting.
I think that is interesting, and I think that it's a perfect market for AEW to capture, which is the kids market, especially for people that can no longer afford to go to see the WWE.
That's a very interesting comment. It really is interesting.
I just think that when you go to a AEW show, versus a WWE show, you're going to get the bang for your buck. Period. And that's just how I look at that. There was match after match wrestling, just wrestling after wrestling match is what you saw there every night. And the workers, they put on an excellent performance. They worked hard out there to keep the crowd energized, entertained. Justin Roberts out there, of course, keeping the crowd going. The fact that Tony Khan comes out there and speaks to the audience, the live crowd, that shows enough right there. When's the last time you saw Triple H do that? When's the last time you heard about Triple H coming out and saying, "Hello, are you enjoying the show?" When's the last time you saw that? You know what I'm saying? You don't see that. All right. So they kept the crowd involved in that, man. I thought it was phenomenal. I just thought it was to be there. Watching heels be heels.
Ooh.
Okay. Watching heels be heels, like the Ops, Samoa Joe, that promo he cut on all the fat women in San Antonio. Watching the syndicate, bro. Like I was marking out. We heard people. I was marking out for that. Everybody was, bro. Like them dudes are over. Seeing Powerhouse Hobbs and Bobby Lashley to have a one-on-one. They need to have a one-on-one.
I agree.
That when you got in there, everybody was shaking meat. It's just like it was crazy. It was crazy. Bruh, gotta tell you, I think I texted you this while I was there. Jon Moxley. Okay.
You saw what I saw.
I am a believer in the Death Riders.
You saw what I saw.
I am a believer.
You saw what I saw.
Moxley has, no doubt, in my opinion, one of the coolest entrances in the business.
Agreed.
The song fits. You see him in the back. You got Marina Shafir hitting him in the face, smacking him around, getting him pumped up. He comes to the crowd. That's just badass, bro. Like and everybody's into it. Moxley plays a perfect heel. It's just something weird about the Death Riders, but it's a good weird. They remind me of the Flock back in WCW. That's what they remind me of. Just this faction, but they're a lot more badass than the Flock. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just being there and seeing the transformation of Wheeler Yuta. That's the one that got me. Just seeing Yuta live and in person, because I've seen him in person before, but seeing him here with the hair and all that shit, just it's a different Wheeler Yuta. And it works for him. That guy has heat. Don Callis has mega heat. Let me tell you something. Everybody out there who thinks they pipe in and cheers for Don Callis, they're not shit. That guy has heat. And it's not go away heat, it's actual heat.
Yeah. We hate this guy.
Yeah, we hate this guy. That's the kind of heat it's levels of Dominic Mysterio. But Dominic Mysterio doesn't even get heat like that anymore. They can just go ahead and turn Dominic babyface at this point.
I agree.
But he's with that. Don Callis has that. So overall, seeing the Young Bucks out there, FTR, Stokely Hathaway, Mike.
Oh yeah, that was a great segment. They had some good segments. And speaking of which, because on TV this translated well, was the crowd hot the whole night?
They were hot, but I'm going to get to that in a second. But let me tell you something that happened during this. Actually happened during Collision taping. It hasn't aired yet. So Stokely Hathaway was out there with FTR. He was running from Jungle Jack Perry. I just want to call him Jack Perry now. Jungle Jack Perry,
not Jungle Boy.
Yeah. And they're over. Okay, they're over. Jurassic Express is over. All right. So they're finally kind of getting their mesh back together again. They're just doing their thing. It was a great, jet speed. Yeah, that fatal that 4-way tag match they got tonight. You got to watch that match. It was probably hands down probably the best match of the night.
Wow.
But what happened? But what happened during at the finish is Stokely Hathaway was running from Jack Perry. This was after the match, and he went into the front row, but he almost landed on his kid. So he had to stop, and he was like apologizing. He fist bumped the kid or whatever. So I was like, okay, try to calm it down. So later on, I noticed, and I'm like watching, because what happens is they had a guy, I guess he's a producer for AEW. He's walking around and he's checking the seats and shit. Any empty seats, you pushing people down there, because people started kind of leaving during Collision. I'm being honest. They kind of left after Young Bucks match. People were leaving. it's just a long show. I'll tell you when I left. So later on, you see Stokely Hathaway standing over there by the because the way the venue is like they have this one entrance way, so they come from the back, whatever, and that's where they have the food and all that. So he's standing over there. He sent security over to get those people that he had, a little thing earlier, so they got to talk to him, meet or whatever. So that's a great thing.
That's
Stokely
awesome.
did. Yeah, people hate on Stokely if you want to. That dude is cool as fuck. He earned my respect.
Yeah.
He earned my respect. They all, and then Hangman Page came out and cut a pretty good promo on Samoa Joe, which I thought was pretty good. Bandito, like that's your guy. AEW, Bandito. You need to start marketing those masks and selling them. I don't know if you are or not. I think they are selling them.
They are.
Justin Roberts had one. You need to start pushing Bandito. Bandito is your new Penta. That's just how I'm looking at that. Okay. Yep. That dude is phenomenal. What else was there? So this is where the show kind of dragged a little bit. The show kind of dragged. There was a match that happened. It kind of dragged for me, but the kids I was with, they liked it, right? They enjoyed it. But what kind of dragged to me, there was a match. You probably saw the segment on Dynamite. It was the segment between what's that woman's name? So there was the
Mina,
toxic spy.
Oh yeah, Mina Shirakawa and
Mina Shirakawa. Yeah, bro, that killed the crowd.
Really? Because on Dynamite they were into that.
That was earlier in the night. You gotta remember something. You're seeing it, and there's nothing. When it came to Collision, there was no topping that match with the Young Bucks, FTR, Jet Speed, and
they kicked off the show with that, huh?
They kicked off Collision. So there was no topping that. So that match kind of dragged a little bit. It was whatever, but this is the real point where I left the show because I was like, okay, I'm done. I thank you AEW. I appreciate it, but I gotta go because it's late. It was when the Maximum Male Model dudes came out. That's when I dipped out.
The M&M collection,
whatever they call themselves. When they came out, and Johnny, what's his Johnny TV was with him, but I dipped out. I left at that point. I was wrestled out. That was it. But Tony Khan talked about earlier because Tony Khan came out when Don Callis was there and they teased a pay-per-view coming to San Antonio. He kept asking, he's like, what do you guys want? He says, a pay-per-view. He's like, oh, well, he's like, you guys have another venue here, right? And he was like, well, yeah, dude, we got a couple. We got Frostbank, we got Freeman Coliseum, which you've been to both, and we got the Alamo Dome, Tony. We got the Alamo Dome, Tony.
Hey, I'm gonna keep it 100. He did the same thing in Dallas, and Dallas ended up getting all in.
He said, and I quote, San Antonio. He said San Antonio would be a great market for a pay-per-view. That's what he said. So
I'm gonna keep that.
It's being teased.
I'm gonna keep that information handy.
Yeah, Tony.
2027. Now I'm gonna tell you. So when he came, here's the timeline. I'm just throwing this out in the air for purposes, right? He came in 2022 to Garland, and that's when they did that whole winter is coming thing. And this was after they had came down for ROH and they did the Supercard of Honor. He liked it, so he came back. And when he came back the second time, he was like, Dallas seems like a great place to have a pay-per-view. I'm going to give you guys a pay-per-view. And 2 years later, All In Texas happened in the city of Arlington.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm just saying it's 2025. And if he's saying he wants to bring a pay-per-view to San Antonio, and 2027 is 2 years from now. I'm just saying.
I know what you're getting at. and it can be done
saying.
because it will draw. It will draw.
San Antonio is a great wrestling town.
San Antonio is a great. I mean, we had Southwest Championship Wrestling here back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So here's the thing. I believe Tony, when he says that he's going to bring a pay-per-view here to San Antonio, he says it's a great market for that. The place was sold out the other night. They need to come back to Techport. I listen. They can run Frostbank if they want to for a pay-per-view, but for Dynamite, Collision, come back to Techport. If he comes back, bro, I'm there.
Yeah. I've been waiting for him to come back
show,
here.
The show the other night made me fall in love again with AEW.
Awesome. Yeah, all in, putting me square back on AEW.
Hey, it was cool to see Mercedes out there too.
Yeah. And she had a great segment.
Yeah, she called us marks.
But yeah, so overall, great experience. We can chalk that up to a great experience.
Yeah, overall, great experience. AEW, listen, you guys want to invite me back again? I'd appreciate that. That was cool. And I don't give a shit about anybody thinking, oh, Frank D's a shill for AEW. Yeah, I'm shilling.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, bro.
But see, the thing about it is I'm being truthful about it. It's not something
that's fair.
It's not something where I come up here because I've been critical of AEW in the past for a lot of shit. But real recognize real. You know what I'm saying? So
I noticed
I went there to experience myself.
Yep.
I went there to experience myself. I was granted a press credential to go. Okay. So I was technically there to be a fan, but I was also technically there to work. That's what it was about.
Yep.
And I went and saw what it was, and I enjoyed the product. And the people I was with enjoyed it who have never been to a wrestling show. They enjoyed it to the point where the boy was doing wrestling moves the next day.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. And they knew the names. And let's see, the girl I was with, she's a little girl, and her favorite was Willow Nightingale.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
She liked Willow Nightingale, and her tag partner, I forget her name. She liked them too.
That's awesome.
And the Toxic Spider.
There's some about Tekla too.
Yeah.
There's some about her. She has like a very, very Luna Vachon.
Yeah.
Type of
aura. Oh yes, she does. Especially when she got that promo back there.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. I just wish they would, honestly, bro. I wish they would do more with Sky Blue and Julia Hart. I saw something with them the other night that it's this dark.
Is there?
Yeah, they can do something with that.
And that's why I like that tag team situation. You get to see more situations like that.
The brackets are interesting, bro. Athena and Mercedes as a team.
We called this one, by the way.
Yeah.
We called that one, and I'm not mad at the pairing. I love it.
Yeah, but other than that, like I said, it was a great experience. AEW, you get a bang for your buck. You get your money's worth when you go to an AEW show. They put on the best product that they possibly can. Is it perfect? No. Is any wrestling show perfect? No. Yeah. Okay, it's not. But the effort was put there the other night. And I'm digging the storyline with the Young Bucks. I mean, they're broke now, right? So I'm digging the storyline of them trying to get something. So that leads me to believe we're going to see a possible match here where we got blood and guts. And if the Young Bucks is involved in that and they win, it's kind of like back in the day. For example, WCW Fall Brawl 96 War Games, Team WCW versus NWO. What did NWO want? They wanted their own segment. They want Nitro. They wanted a bunch of shit. If they win, they got it, right? Okay, I can see the Young Bucks pulling something like that where we want this if we win.
I like
what I'm saying? So, hey, you can book that. And also, who was out there too? Ricochet's crew. I'm digging what they got with the Syndicate. They're keeping that little thing going there. Yeah, that was pretty good. But definitely, bro, I gotta see Lashley and Powerhouse Hobbs.
Heck yeah,
I gotta see that. I gotta see that.
Yep. Yeah. Last thing,
and real quick, Takeshita and Okada. Yep. Okay, Takeshita is your next babyface.
Yeah,
he's your next big babyface.
Yeah.
Okay, he's your next big Japanese star. I saw it the other night. They're gonna turn on Takeshita. I'm telling you, it's coming.
Yeah,
Don Callis family's gonna turn on him. These two, Okada and Takeshita, cannot coexist in the same world.
They're too big.
They're too big.
They're too big.
They're gonna turn on Takeshita. So Takeshita is that guy. Takeshita, he looks like a superstar, bro.
Yep.
And
when he walked out, I was like, bro, that's him. That's him.
Kyle Fletcher as well.
Yep.
I'm really surprised that Fletcher honestly didn't end up with the syndicate. They
You know
kind
what?
of teased that on a promo was ringside. They kind of teased that because they were like,
Yep.
oh, you're looking good with the suit and all that. I'm really surprised that he didn't end up in the syndicate, but I'm also really surprised that Ricochet didn't end up in the syndicate.
Here's what I'm thinking. I'm
Yeah.
thinking they're going to present a situation where I think the ops are going to break up. And especially now that they're starting to work together, I think they kind of dropped the seed of maybe a Powerhouse Hobbs ending up in the syndicate.
I don't. From what I saw the other night, the promo the other night, I don't see it happening.
You don't see it happening?
No, the ops are like this. I don't see it. He's down with Joe and Shibata. That crew there, nah, you ain't breaking that up.
Okay. All right.
No, I see them feuding with the syndicate. Possibly,
I do see that
feuding going on, but right now the main focus for the ops is Heyman. So Heyman, he just had an issue with the Death Riders. Now you got this thing with Samoa Joe. So it's like, okay, you're gonna need some backup here. I'm thinking this is where they're gonna bring in Swerve to help Heyman with the ops. They got a lot of This is one thing I love about AEW right now. You got a lot of factions there. You got the Hurt Syndicate,
but they're active.
Well, exactly. You got the Syndicate. You got the Death Riders. You got the Conglomeration faction. You got the Don Callis family faction. You got so many different crews there, bro. I wouldn't be surprised if you actually hooked FTR up with the Young Bucks at this point.
You seen how the crowd reacted when Tony brought out? Yeah.
I saw the other night when I was there, them working as a kind of as a unit. It was so funny at the end because they had the money. Because they had some money in there and fucking they were trying to split it between the two teams because Young Bucks they're broke. So yeah, it's pretty good shit. Overall, bro, I give the show. I give the show honestly on a scale of 1 to 10. I give it a 9. I give it a 9.
That's a high rank.
It's just that one thing that bothered me was the situation with the signs. I didn't like that. I was like, if people come to a show, they should be able to bring signs and not have to worry about ripping them up and throwing them. Because a lot of kids brought signs and they couldn't even bring them to the building.
Yeah.
That I don't like.
Yeah.
So fix that part. And also next time when we get there and it's supposed to be the doors open at 5:30, don't have a brother out there till 6 o'clock in the heat.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
That's my AEW Dynamite Collision San Antonio Boeing Techport Arena. That's my review.
Awesome, bro. Last thing before we move on. The question that I had, and it's based off an observation you made and an observation I made. But we didn't really talk about this.
Yeah.
And that is the situation with the kids, right? Do you think AEW should start catering more content to be more family friendly, or do you think they should stay in their lane and keep doing what they're doing? Because me and you both are noticing that there's more families starting to migrate over to AEW because of the ticket pricing. And you yourself said like the kids enjoyed the show to the point like they're talking about it the next day. Should AEW start moving their content to be more inclusive to the families? Or do you think that what they got, because right now they're on TVMA and they can they have free reign to do, pretty much what they want to do, their content their way. But should they start swinging towards the PG? Are they good where they are and just let the crowds adapt?
I think you can have a balance. I think the first hour should be more kind of family friendly. Your second hour can be more of the aggressive hour. That's what I would do. It's kind of like back in the day, you would have Raw, and then Raw is War, and then you'd have the War Zone. The War Zone is pretty much Raw as shit would go down on that hour. So you can probably do that. But I think right now there's a fine balance. You can't control the audience, what the audience is going to say. You can put all the disclaimers up there you want to about obscene gestures and language, whatever. People are going to do whatever they want to do.
Right.
And I've seen that happen. So AEW, you really can't control that because what happens is you let them do it so long, now you can't control that. Yeah. So as long as people are there to have a good time, that's the thing. But I also believe that when you have characters out there that kids are attracted to, one of them was Darby Allin. Kids
Right.
love Darby Allin. Darby Allin
Right.
is super over. He's like, that's their guy. So you have characters like Darby Allin. You have characters like Bandito. You have characters, like Willow Nightingale. You have something there for everybody. I think that the kids will attract to that, and they love seeing the action. They were really into the wrestling. They really enjoy what they're looking at here, and I think that that's where that's what you build on. Vince McMahon did it for years. You have something for everybody out there, and I think that's a
Right.
good job, a good balance what AEW is doing. They have something for everybody
Yeah.
out there, and that's what I saw the other night.
Awesome. That's a good observation. And just the fact, because we've talked about it on this show ad nauseum, right? The ticket pricing for WWE, we're
Yeah.
starting to see the migration of
Yeah.
families starting to look at AEW, look at their ticket pricing, noticing that it is affordable, and they're starting to go to these shows. I know I started really noticing it about a month ago, and like they're starting to spotlight kids. There were kids in the front row, and they're
That's right,
starting
bro.
to spotlight that.
That's right. They got something there. That's the first thing I noticed the other night was just the families that were there.
Yes.
That's what you have.
Yes.
You have the families. And bro, the thing that people don't understand about professional wrestling is it doesn't matter if you are Republican, you're Democrat, you're independent, don't matter, whatever. All that shit gets pushed to the side.
We're just here to have fun.
All wrestling fans, we're all I was talking to people outside, bro, and I don't like to talk to people. I'm like the most anti-social person you can meet. I don't like talking to nobody. And people were talking to me out there, bro. You know what I'm saying? People were talking to me about shows they've gone to. They go here. They went to Saturday Night's Main Event. We're talking about that. We're talking about like stuff back in the day. That's what happens when you meet people like that, and the new generation that's coming up is the kids that you can make fans. They have never ever seen AEW until the other night, and now they're fans.
Yeah,
and that's what you
want. That's what you want. Yep.
Yeah.
So good stuff, man. Good stuff. Before we jump into WWE, we're going to take a pit stop. We do have to jump into the TV and film industry real quick, but let's jump into that because we got something to cover. Cigar time. So we're going to jump into Star Wars, and something interesting happened. We talked about this briefly offline, but it looks like there was a push to get a Hunt for Ben Solo movie out.
Yeah.
And Disney denied it. And there was a backlash behind that.
Oh yeah.
Thoughts on this whole thing. We talked about it, but what's your thoughts on this whole issue?
Man, it came out of nowhere the other day. Adam Driver did an interview with Variety, and he brought up this concept that he had about this movie script that he worked on. He said it was probably one of the best movie scripts he's ever written and read. And it was called The Hunt for Ben Solo. And it was set after the events of episode 9, Rise of Skywalker.
Yep.
And so essentially, Adam Driver, pitched this idea. I guess he talked to Kathleen Kennedy. I think they said around 2019, 2021, something like that. And he said, listen, with a great story and a great director, I'd be there in a heartbeat. That's what he said. So he came up with this idea. He actually pitched it to Kathleen Kennedy, Dave Filoni, and Carrie Beck, and they loved the idea. They wanted to move forward with it. Then he had to present it to Disney. Presented it to Bob Iger, who is the CEO of the Walt Disney Company, and Alan Bergman, who is he's essentially Kathleen Kennedy's boss at Lucasfilm.
Right.
This is a person, by the way, who canceled The Acolyte. That's him. So they said no. They turned it down. They said no, and the reason why is because they said, or Bob Iger says, he doesn't understand how Ben Solo is alive. And Adam Driver said it, and that was that.
Wow.
So this, of course, sparked a huge amount of backlash from fans because they were like, we actually could have had a Ben Solo. Let me tell you why. Okay, and I know people out there are like, oh, that's a terrible idea. You don't understand something. Kylo Ren was one of the most popular characters, the most popular character of the sequel trilogy.
Very popular.
Believe it or not, he was. I am a part of the 501st Legion. Very proud member of the 501st Legion, Star Garrison here in Texas. Kylo Ren's a very popular costume. Okay? Very popular in the 501st. To the point where I'm going to start building my Kylo Ren costume very shortly after my Empire Strikes Back is done. He's popular. So, to have that denied by Bob Iger and Disney because they don't understand, oh, well, how is he alive? You're not supposed to understand it, Bob. You're just supposed to approve the budget for it and let them play it out. You're not creative. I mean, bro, you're a glorified weatherman. That's what you are. So what do you mean you have to figure it out? So the backlash has been basically they're trying to say, okay, well, this guy here is the reason why Star Wars has been what it is. He doesn't like George Lucas's vision for Star Wars. He's not a fan of the Skywalkers. He's not a fan of it's just all this shit's come out about Bob Iger. Don't know if it's true or not. Okay. But they're trying to say, well, Kathleen Kennedy was defending the fans the entire time because she wanted Luke Skywalker to be with Rey and yada, yada. Okay, listen, that's all cool and all dandy. I'm not going to let Kathleen Kennedy just skate away like she didn't do anything wrong to hurt Star Wars brand because she did.
She absolutely did.
She played a huge part. As Bob Iger played this much, Kathleen Kennedy played this much, along with Dave Filoni and everybody else involved. Okay. You essentially tried to take a boy brand, which is Star Wars, which is what Disney bought it for, because they had no boy brands. That's why they bought Marvel. They needed boy brands. You essentially took those and tried to turn it into a girl brand. You see that didn't work. So now you're trying to scatter around, like, how do we save this? How can we, because The Mandalorian Grogu comes out next year. No one gives a shit about that movie.
Bro, it's bad. It's
bad. It's bad. No one cares about that. You Starfighter, no one cares about that anymore because you said that Rey's going to be in it. So no one knows what's going on here. And then there's a rumor going on right now that this may have been intentionally leaked to get interest into Lucasfilm trying to gauge if people want to see a Kylo Ren story. And overwhelmingly, people say yes, they do.
That backlash was crazy.
So my thing is this. They say, well, how is Ben Solo alive? Okay, well, look, bro, the same thing is how is Anakin Skywalker still there? He's a Force Ghost, right? So if Ben Solo, the last thing I remember in Rise of Skywalker was he gave his life in order for Rey to live. Okay. Wouldn't it make perfect sense for him to then be maybe, I don't know, a Force Ghost? Maybe something happened. Maybe we use the world between worlds to bring him back. Maybe we reset the timeline. I don't know. That's what creative is for, Bob. But ultimately, why I think it happened, why I honestly think that Bob turned it down, is because of the amount of money that it cost to make The Rise of Skywalker, which has now come out, bro. Over $600 million. It cost to make that movie. Okay, that is astronomical.
Yeah, that's a huge ask.
That's a huge, bro. That's a
huge ask.
$600 million for that movie. What Adam Driver said is that they could have done that pretty much with a small budget and practical effects. Kind of like how George did the original Star Wars. A lot of people don't know this. A lot of people don't know this. As Darth Vader cosplayers, we spend a lot of money on our different parts that we wear for the costume. Okay, it can cost money. They only had $1,000 for that costume back in the day to make Darth Vader's suit. $1,000. That's all they had, and it became one of the most iconic suits ever in cinema history.
Yeah,
you could do it now with practical effects, and that's what Adam Driver was talking about. We could do it with a small fraction of the budget, and we could get it done. But they said no, and I think it has to do with the money they lost on the Rise of Skywalker. I think it has to do with The Last Jedi.
Yeah. I was going to say that there's a totality there that may be driving that decision.
But what doesn't make sense to me is that they're saying, okay, Iger it was Captain Kennedy that Bob Iger wanted to cancel the Clone Wars TV show, and Captain Kennedy fought for it, and that's how we got the last season of the Clone Wars. He wants nothing to do with Skywalkers. Now, here's where I got a problem with that right there, which is kind of where I'm like, is this true or not? Okay, Bob Iger didn't want anything to do with the Skywalkers, but yet we had a show, the Clone Wars, that was about Anakin Skywalker in the prequels. We had Obi-Wan Kenobi, which was about Darth Vader, who is Anakin Skywalker, which goes back to the legacy of George. They kind of try and say, oh, well, he wanted to erase George's legacy of Star Wars. And I don't know. It's just a lot of stories here that I don't know. It's not all Bob Iger's fault. And it's not, I'm not pinning it on Bob.
I'm not totally
if that's the
putting that
case,
on him.
if that's the case, then are we to blame Bob Iger for all the issues at Marvel as well that they've had over there?
Possibly.
Because I mean, is Kevin Feige innocent? I don't think so.
No, because there's I can speak for Marvel. There were a lot of issues that got in the way. There were a lot.
Now, is it studio interference? Is it the fact that the phases 4 and 5 did not work? You had characters no one gave a crap about. I mean, for what I've studied about Marvel, Avengers Endgame pretty much was the end game at that point. So
you could say that in hindsight, they got bold with the vision, and this happened with Star Wars too. They got too bold with the vision, and certain things did work. And on top of that, Marvel's biggest issue was they was pushing out too much too soon. And you can argue the same. You can argue the same with Star Wars too, because Disney Plus and the birth of that kind of pushed a lot of stuff out just to make this work. But
I honestly, you got, there's some validity in what you're saying. I honestly believe that what happened was, and people can say, it's a female thing. No, it's not a female thing, bro. It's the thing of we want well-written characters is what we want. And that goes for both genres. It goes for Star Wars and Marvel. You know what I'm saying? If people weren't rocking with Captain Marvel and the Marvels, you got to look at why they weren't rocking with him. Right. Was it the characters or was it the story? Nobody wants a girl boss, bro. Nobody wants that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't work.
It's the story because
it's the story.
It's the story because you could have a powerful female character. Yeah. Right? In the comics, Captain Marvel is actually really powerful. It's the fact that when you do what they've done over the course of 13 years, which is take their time, make sure the story is cohesive, and push it out to where it makes sense, it's connected. They got away from that. It went from let's take our time, tell the story we need to tell, make sure it connects, everything gel cohesively where you can watch this movie and go back and connect it to a different movie. They got away from that. It went from let's take our time to we need to have this out now, to the fact that movies, I'm pretty sure they planned, were now TV shows, and those TV shows didn't connect with anything, and people stopped caring. So now you had these background characters that you should have been introducing and telling great stories with, that you're now just forcing out on TV shows. That wasn't gonna work. And on all levels, you can argue that it wasn't gonna work for Disney because they were just pushing out way too much too fast. And
I agree with that. I agree with that. And they're talking about, that's another thing that the issue with Iger is that he took the Mandalorian, the season 4 Mandalorian and turned it into this damn movie that's coming out, which nobody asked for this movie.
Right.
Nobody wants this movie, bro.
Right.
So I don't know. And it's just like they're putting all their, the next Avengers movie, Doomsday, they're putting all their, eggs in that basket there. And I don't know.
I don't have a lot of faith in that one either. But even though that cast is humongous, and like
it's humongous, bro. But what are you gonna do with everybody? Is it all cameos?
But it's already in troubled waters because it's coming off the heels of the stuff with Jonathan Majors. It's a plan change, right? Yeah. So you had this whole story with Jonathan Majors that you got away from to put out something different. And although Fantastic Four was a good movie, you're in a situation now where you got to get them to care again. And that's a tall order, bro. It really is a tall order.
Yeah.
So
No, I agree with you. And it's going to take a lot because what you do is you've ruined the goodwill. And the thing about it too, man,
right,
is
right.
you got to stop. Here's the thing that these corporations need to understand. You need to stop blaming the fans if people aren't rocking with your stuff. Everybody is not a misogynist, is not a racist, is not a bigot. If we don't like something, I don't like it. That's what it just is what it is.
Yeah.
And we get a lot of that shit where if you don't like something, it's because you're racist. No, I don't like it because it sucks. That's kind of what what I'm saying. It's what it comes down to, man. It's like, and they do that all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't have a problem with a strong female character. I saw it with Leia Organa, bro, in the original trilogy. We saw it with Padme in the sequel, in the prequel trilogy. Okay? We don't have a problem with that. I didn't have a problem with Sarah Connor in the Terminator. That shit doesn't matter to me because they're well-written characters. I've seen a lot of female characters that are badasses.
Yeah.
So that's not the issue. It's about the story that you're trying to tell. If that's the case, where oh my God, we're all misogynists, why am I a Charlotte Flair fan? You know what I'm saying? Like, wouldn't that go?
That makes
like,
sense.
why was I a fan of China back in the day? In a dominated world of professional wrestling, I was a big fan of China. She was the only one out there doing it at the time of that on that level. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it's like I heard the people the other night when I was at AEW chanting women's wrestling. They were chanting women's wrestling during the tag match. Okay, that's where we are now. So stop the old. It sounded like the director of the Flash came out the other day. It was blaming the fans because the fans wasn't rocking with the Flash movie. Bro, we weren't rocking with Ezra Miller. He's a weirdo. That's what we weren't rocking with.
That movie also could have been way better.
Yeah, that movie could have been way better. And it's just a controversy. You brought Michael Keaton back. He was the only reason we went and saw it, bro. Michael Keaton's Batman. That's what we came back for.
That movie could have been way better.
Yeah.
Like, bro, and this is another thing too, especially with those types of movies, like comic book movies or whatever. Like, bro, if you got source content, stick to the source content. Don't try to give me your.
Did you hear about that though, real quick, with Marvel?
What?
They intentionally hired people that have never read the comics.
But that's what I'm saying. If you have source content, stick to. We were talking about this on Smoke Pit because we were talking about the Marvel villains, and like as great as an actor as Christian Bale was, bro, Gore in the comics was a badass, bro. Like, he had purpose, he had reasons, he had everything. Don't give me your version of him because your version of him sucks. give me the well-written version that they intended for him in the comics, bro. So if there's source content, follow that. There's no reason, as good as the Flashpoint Paradox was, that we get that Flash movie. That Flash
absolutely
movie, it upset me to no end because I'm like, bro, how do you mess up the Flashpoint Paradox? It's the best story that they have. You messed that up tremendously, bro. Get out of here.
The animation was badass, bro.
Hire somebody else. Please hire somebody else to give me a great story like the Flashpoint Paradox. That's all I wanted. Give me that live. Give me a live action version of that. I didn't get what we got. You know what I mean?
That's kind of where we have a Star Wars. Like, you guys got the EU, but you don't want to use the EU.
You don't follow it. Yeah, you don't follow it.
And I heard the reason why it probably because Captain Kennedy came out and said something stupid. This is why I go back to her. I'm not blaming all Bob Iger for this because she came out and says they have no source material. What the hell are you talking about, lady? You got the entire expanded universe right there. What are you talking about? You don't have any source material. And all that's now called Legends.
What about? Come on, bro. Stop. Follow.
I think a lot of it has to do with I think a lot of it, from what I understand though, I think what happened is that I don't think Disney wants to pay those authors is what happened. That's why it's all Legends. Because they don't pay them.
That sucks.
Because
it's a bad practice.
Listen to a lot of that's it. Hell, it's bad practice. We're gonna get into another bad practice in a minute when it comes to WWE. But I think that's what it is. They just don't want to pay them, and it's like because Timothy Zahn is a guy who created Grand Admiral Thrawn,
Yeah.
and he's come out and said a lot basically that I have contacted Dave Filoni and about helping him with Thrawn because what he's presenting as Thrawn is not Thrawn.
Exactly, bro. Thrawn is him. Thrawn is him.
Yeah.
And again, give me what I fell in love with, not your version of it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And one thing I will come out here and give Kathleen Kennedy credit for. Okay. I will give Kathleen Kennedy credit for, even though it wasn't the best show, I'll give her credit, dude. You gave us more Vader. That's what you did. Because Vader had been dormant since the Revenge of the Sith in 2005. So I give her credit for that. She gave us more Vader. And I that's my guy. So you gave us more Vader. You got Hayden Christensen come back to Star Wars. You brought back Ewan McGregor in Star Wars. You brought back the Emperor. She's done a lot of good. I'll give her that. She's done some good for Star Wars, but a lot of it is bad. But I appreciate her. Appreciate her for at least doing that. And a lot of people can say, oh, they didn't do Vader right. Listen, I'm a Vader fanatic, and Vader is badass. Like this version of Vader that we've seen from Disney, as far as like Rogue One Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi Vader, vicious Vader. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'll give him credit for that. Star Wars Rebels animation show. I enjoy Star Wars Rebels. That's one of my favorite shows. There's been some good content. Tales of the Jedi, that little miniseries they did on there. Yeah. I enjoyed that. Didn't really care for Tales of the Empire very much, but I'll give credit where credit's due on some things. All right. I just wish they would do more with a balance of, you can do stuff for the original trilogy, you can do stuff for prequel fan. Listen, they bringing all these toys out, and all the toys that's selling right now are the prequel toys. That's what sells. Prequel toys and original trilogy toys for Star Wars is what sells. It's like Marvel. What sells is Marvel.
Yep. The OG stuff.
OG stuff. That's what people like to buy, man. So it is what it is.
So yeah, man. But great segment. Let's head towards the end. Let's go jump into WWE because boy, we got some elbows to drop. Here we go. Let's kick this off with something crazy. The non-compete clauses.
The illegal non-compete clauses? Yeah.
Bro. All right. The most obvious one right now is the Andrade situation. This saga is crazy. So Andrade gets released from WWE, shows up at AEW, only has that one appearance at AEW. Then it comes out that he had a non-compete that he was unaware of. Mm-hmm. And the non-compete was for a year. And now it's emerged that he may be on his way back to WWE because of this non-compete clause.
Yep.
I am flabbergasted. A 1-year non-compete is crazy, first and foremost. And if they're going to leverage that to bring him back to the company, then why release him?
It's weird. The only time I remember a non-compete clause for that long or even longer, I remember Brock Lesnar having one where he couldn't compete in like any other professional wrestling organization. That was one of the caveats to get him out when he wanted to go play for the Minnesota Vikings.
Right.
So I remember that. But how can you have a independent contractor, by the way, have a non-compete clause? That makes no sense. It never has made sense. And I remember there's a certain politician out there. I don't know. He could have been just trying to blow smoke up somebody's ass, trying to get some clout. But he said, and I quote, "I'm going to look into this because this is illegal." Well, that was about 3 or 4 years ago, and nothing ever happened. So I don't think he looked into it. Yeah, I don't think he looked into it. Just like, I don't know, you got a certain McMahon over in the White House right now, but I don't think they'll be looking into it either.
No, and that's a 1-year non-compete like 90 days is wild because there's 90 days that you just have to sit. You can't go out, you can't make any appearances. Pretty much you can't make any money.
Right.
Like on your own.
Yeah.
Right? And is the WWE paying you throughout this time?
Right. That part.
Right? So you're out of work. You can't go get work. But if you can't do that for a year, bro, that's detrimental.
Yeah, and it's highly illegal. I don't know how they get away with this. Because it's like if I work for a movie studio and I do a movie, let's say I do a movie for, I don't know, let's just use an example, Warner Brothers. Does that mean that I can't do a movie for Disney? I mean,
if they put that clause in your contract,
yeah,
and I don't know how to get away with that, bro. Like that's a year.
I don't think nobody's tested it.
Yeah, exactly.
No one's tested in the courts. I mean, they've had and wrestlers have tried these lawsuits that go nowhere because they got these slick talking snake lawyers, okay, that go out there and try to convince them that they can get the lawsuit for concussions and all this other shit, and it goes nowhere. You should be trying to ask about these non-compete clauses. This is what you should be looking at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's way too much time. And I get it. It's people's dreams. And that's the thing that gets me. Like going to WWE is someone's dream. Like making it there, that's your dream. But in the event that you get released, there's a certain amount of time. And let's be honest, not everybody is gonna last or have that longevity in the WWE. It's just not possible. So when you get released from that contract and you're no longer working your dream job, like you got to have a means to support yourself. And we'll get into the case of someone like a Samantha Irwin, right? Mm-hmm. But it's like, bro, we get released and now I can't go find another job immediately. Like I just got to sit at home. That's the equivalent of getting fired and I can't go look for another job. Like I got bills, bro. Like come on. I got bills to pay. I got a family to support. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's like, you know, you're gonna work for Domino's Pizza and you get fired and you say, oh, you can't go work for Pizza Hut.
No, you can't. No Papa John's, no Pizza Hut.
Why is that? No compete clause that you can work over here at Domino's and make this nasty ass pizza.
You can't even go to Marco's, bro. Like you just got to sit at home.
Marco's, hey, Marco's is the shiznit.
Hey,
that's the place.
It ain't as popular as the other ones, but we here.
Yep. buy one, okay. Get one Tuesday for free. That's the deal, bro.
We here.
They know me. They know me.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like you getting released from your job. You can't go look for another job immediately. Mm-hmm. And then in the case of Samantha, it's like 2 years, bro. She ain't even compete.
That's ridiculous, bro. And she was just a ring announcer.
Yes.
That's wild.
2 years is crazy. So when she posted that, like I thought she was playing. but all kind of people were in her comments like, hit me up. I know great lawyers. I'm like, bro, if this is legit, that's crazy.
No, that's bullshit is what it is.
That's great. A 2 year non-compete. And it's like, bro, all right, she has another avenue, right?
Right.
She has another avenue. She's doing music, and it's something that she always wanted to do anyway, but she's making that work out for her. You know what I'm saying? So come on, man. Like, really? 2 year, a 2 year non-compete is wild.
No, it's highly, like I said, highly illegal. You cannot tell me that if I wrestle here, that I can't go wrestle somewhere else. It's like, it's just so much, just like, my God, man. It goes back to like back in the day when Hall and Nash went to WCW and they tried to sue them because they said you guys are acting like Razor Needs, but it's like, bro, Scott had created he had created the Diamond Stud. That basically what Razor Ramon was an offshoot of the Diamond Stud.
Yep.
Kevin Nash was, I mean, you can say Nash was acting like Diesel, but I mean, if that's how Nash acts in real life, how is that acting like Diesel? They
It's
just
just
they do
me
a lot
dialed
of
up. You
they,
know what I
they do a
mean?
lot of exactly. They do a lot of weird stuff at WWE, man. Not only do they not push, black wrestlers, but you want to sign people to non-competes. I mean, how does this guy named Dragunov, I think it's his name, Ilya Dragunov,
Mhm.
how does he come back and win the United States Championship? Hasn't been there for a year. Come back and win the U.S. Championship. Meanwhile, Carmelo Hayes don't get nothing. Xavier Woods doesn't get nothing. Kofi don't get nothing. Street Profits don't get nothing. Montez don't get nothing. Jimmy Uso don't get a singles run. Like, come on, bro, really? You know what I'm saying? But we ain't gonna make it about it. We touched on that on the last show.
It's true though. It's
Yeah.
very true. It's very true.
And people, people are waking up there too. You got a lot of people. They waking up to what's going on over there. So,
Yep.
Mister, I don't see no color. That's what he says. I don't see color. I'm sure you don't. Sure you don't.
All them
Are
people
you
that could have beat
enjoying the
Sami
show?
Zayn and
Yeah,
Ilya
you
Dragunov.
bring this guy
I ain't
up.
mad at Ilya though. I ain't mad at him.
It's not him. It's not him. He's booked to be on the show. I'm not knocking the talent. I'm knocking the direction of of the talent and their AI storylines that they got out there.
I forgot about that. Thank you so much for reminding me of that. Is this where we're going?
Yeah, we can. Bro, I put in Chat GPT, make me a Darth Vader movie. The damn thing came back in like
with a whole
30
script.
seconds.
Oh yeah, I know.
With a whole script of everything, camera angles and everything.
Yep.
That's where we're going here, people. So when the guy is talking about, are you enjoying the show? Literally, he's putting in there, let me put it in the Chat GPT here.
Make me a great WrestleMania match with.
Well, not even that. Make me a great Monday Night Raw with nothing but pops. Just all I want is pops.
Bro, I'm pretty sure he's mad at Vince Russo. Because Vince Russo calls him the king of pops. King of the pops.
That's what it is. That's what he does. That's all he does. He books for the pops. Just like you got Raw Monday, all the talent in the ring. You could have something new, could have something fresh. You could have done a Dominic Mysterio versus a CM Punk. LA Knight versus CM Punk on Saturday Night's Main. We go back to the Yeet.
And
I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of the Yeet. I'm not.
You saw the disdain for that decision. Which leads me to go ahead.
Hold up a second. That disdain is only happening on the outside, though. It's not happening in the arenas because he's over in the arenas. It ain't happening outside of the IWC. That's the problem. They still cheer him, and that's the issue.
Yep. And that is
Triple H. You see that? You're Triple H, and you're like, well, they love it, and they're still paying all this money for the tickets and all this, so why would we change anything? And I don't really want to push any black guys. I got my black guy here, Jey Uso. So why would I push one?
And that's the thing. It's like, what do you expect me to do, bro? Like, I gotta pay this astronomical amount of money. Of course, when I go in the arena, I have to have a good time because I paid a lot of money to get in here, bro. Right?
Let me tell you something, bro. Like, real talk, true story. I can almost guarantee you, if I went to a WWE show, I'm not having no fun.
No.
I'm not.
No.
I can't.
It's
I'm not rocking with them, knowing what I know, like how they do business, knowing what I know how they do business with certain talents. I'm not rocking with it. Like, I'm not a CM Punk fan. My whole like perspective of CM Punk has changed. Just like, bro,
since him being in WWE.
Absolutely. Look.
Yeah. Okay.
People out there, leave this guy alone. Stop following him around. All right. Because the prima donna don't want to be messed with. Stop following him around. All right. Just remember one thing. A couple years ago, before he came back to wrestling, nobody was even talking about his ass. So leave him alone and let him do it, because he's over there now. He's in. He used AEW to get back to WWE. He caused a bunch of bullshit over there to get out of the contract to get to WWE. I believe that's what happened. All right. I'm standing on business. That's what it is. All right. You have to be good, bro. You have to be good because you have nowhere else to go after that. You ain't going back to AEW.
That's a fact.
That's what it is. So leave the prima donna CM Punk alone. Don't follow him around or whatever. And it's like, keep the boundaries. Basically, what it is, keep the boundaries and keep your money in your fucking wallet. Don't support it. Because that's how it is. You knew the job, homie, when you took it. You feel me? You knew what it was when you got the damn job. You knew what it was when you decided you wanted to be famous. And I'm not talking about you got to be on 24/7. And I'm not talking about autograph seekers because they're a bunch of scummy ass people. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about genuine fans. When you got genuine fans out there that just want to like say what's up to you or take a picture with you or whatever, you should oblige, my homie. That's what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? Because your little 10 minutes of fame will be done just like that. And you'll be back. You just have one incident in WWE where you cry again and you leave again and you go retire. That's what's going to happen. And that's just how it is. That's how I feel about CM Punk. I told you a while ago on the podcast, I seen some shit about Punk that I didn't like. So now I really don't rock with him. I think he's overrated. Okay. I think you're nothing but an entrance. You can't keep up with him. I have not seen one good match you've had since you've been back. That's straight up. All right. You were injured your first night back, bro. You were injured at the Rumble. All right. I don't see nothing. I don't see a damn thing in CM Punk. Nothing. And that just is what it is. And I'm staying on business.
Ooh. Hey.
I don't like people like that. I don't like people like that. You know what? You know another thing I don't like either. Another thing I don't like either is certain people out there that want to always want to talk shit about fans. All right, you want to talk shit about fans, and you just want to be a miserable prick about every damn thing. But then you want to talk about, oh man, my royalty checks came in and they're not good anymore. I wonder what's happening. I don't know. Maybe motherfuckers just ain't buying NWO shit. You ever thought about that?
Hey.
No, I'm just thinking about this shit, and I'm just sitting back and watching shit, and I'm just getting irritated thinking about it because I don't see that. I don't see that the other night with AEW. I see the Young Bucks as heels breaking character at ringside, taking selfies and shit with fans and signing autographs. That's what I see. You feel me? But they get a lot of crap. They get a lot of heat, but they cool like that. You feel me? But then I see people prima donnas like CM Punk that want to sit out there, respect boundaries and whoop-de-whoop and all that. And I got no problem with that. I'm the same type of way. I don't like to be bothered either. But guess what? I ain't no celebrity. I didn't sign up to be no celebrity. You did. You feel me? So what you need to do is do this. What you need to do is do this. Get you a Secret Service, homie. Get your Secret Service so they can walk around with you or whatever, and you ain't got to be worried about being bothered, right? That's what it is. Stop getting all the people out there. Stop being marks for CM Punk. Stop going up trying to get an autograph and get his stuff because he don't want to fuck with you. He already said that. Keep your boundaries away from him because he don't be bothered. You know what I mean? It's just like that prick. It's just like that fucking prick Harrison Ford. Same way. He don't have to be bothered either. I can't stand his ass either. Get another one.
Oh man, you just went on a whole rant.
I did. It's about respect. It's about respect. It's about these people got you where you are, respect. And I'm not talking about the autograph. Once again, let me reiterate. I'm not talking about autograph seekers. I'm not talking about people that want to get your autograph that's not fans and you just put shit on eBay. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about genuine fans. All right? Treat people with respect.
Absolutely.
Because guess what? It only takes one more incident, bro, and your ass is done. It takes one quad tear, and you're done. And I ain't wishing no injury on at all. I don't give a fuck what you do. I don't watch your shit. I don't care. You ain't John Cena.
Oh, that's another podcast. That's a whole nother podcast.
No, I'm just saying. You ain't John Cena, bro. You ain't Randy Orton. You feel me? You ain't even Cody Rhodes.
That's crazy.
You just a guy. You just a guy out there that tries to be a social justice warrior. Is what you try to be, and you're fake as fuck. And you have an ugly ass dog.
Why the dog, bro? Dang. Larry ain't did nothing to nobody. This whole thing started with Jey Uso, bro. Like, people ain't feeling it. How we get to Larry, bro? Leave Larry alone. Larry ain't did nothing.
Hey, I'm saying on business. I don't give a fuck. It takes a lot. I'm telling you, it takes a lot to bring it. It takes a lot to bring it out of me. You feel me? It takes a lot to bring it out of me. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. No fan of Phil Brooks. I'm not. Just say I see a cocky, arrogant prick that think his shit don't stink, and that's what it is. So, like I said before, out there, I'm gonna say this one more time to everybody out there listening right now, beside my voice. Leave this motherfucker alone. You feel me? Don't bother him. Because he got his head up his ass. He think he the shit. He in there. He didn't got in with the right people. He didn't got in there and got cushy whatever with TKO. Leave him alone. He untouchable.
Yep, that's true.
He got his WrestleMania main event. He saw we don't got to hear him crying about it no more. He got it. He set for life. You went over and you screwed over AEW and you got to the whip. That's what you wanted. So leave him alone. He's a lifer over there now. He ain't going nowhere. Because he know his role. Master tells him what to do, and he does it.
But yeah, I mean that the fans turning on Jey Uso.
They did.
Is it justified?
Jey Uso has not evolved, bro. Like Jey Uso is he's a promo now, but he's not evolved. If you look at what's going on with Jey Uso, and then you take a look at what's going on with Jimmy, there's something wrong here. Jimmy is the one that's not gotten the push out of any of his brothers, like Jay and Solo.
This is a fact.
So I think that's what it comes down to.
I'm with you. I think that's starting to bother people. Like, bro,
no, it is.
It's starting to bother people. Like, bro, this guy he's been putting in work. You started building this storyline, and it's like you're getting away from the storyline. Why? Because all roads point to Jimmy needs to be the one with the sympathy. And now you're pushing Jay. Like, what is this? And here's my whole thing with Jey Uso. And it's not a knock on him per se. It's more a knock on creative. You've already told me that Jey Uso isn't main event worthy, right? Because you had him win the Royal Rumble. He doesn't even get the main event at WrestleMania. He opens the show. He gets the title, but he only has like a 57-day reign. You've already told me that you don't have big plans for Jey Uso. No matter what the crowd does, you've already told me that he does not belong in the main event scene. So what is this? Because the guy got hurt, because the guy that you wanted, Seth Rollins, because he's hurt, we're just going to go to the next popular guy. So am I to believe that you're going to have long-term plans for Jey Uso? Because Seth Rollins is hurt? What happens when Seth Rollins gets better?
Why didn't you insert, I don't know, somebody different? Why don't you insert a Obafemi or a Trick Williams? Why couldn't they get in there? Why, like I said before, why couldn't a Dominic Mysterio be in that spot?
Right.
Why wasn't an LA Knight in that spot?
Right. He's there. So
or give it to damn Jimmy. And then if you want to do some bullshit where Jay is jealous of Jimmy getting it, you can play a story right there.
Yes. Why are we going back to this well when this well was already dry? This well didn't work out for us. It didn't. You let us know that you had no faith in him. Because as soon as a better opportunity came along, you took that away from him and then you gave it to someone else. Hey, so why put him back in that same position? Because I know the same thing's gonna happen. You're not gonna hold on to him long term.
Here's a good question for you. So you got every week on that show consistently, CM Punk's on that show, right?
Yes.
Okay. Jey Uso's on that show, right?
Yes.
How's those numbers on Netflix going?
Not great.
Exactly.
They're even worse. They're even worse with the Nielsen numbers being tweaked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
so
not
if
great.
obviously if I'm not doing good business as far as the numbers go, they're doing good business because people still buy tickets to see the bullshit. But
And that's the we only
that's
pay
the
attention
thing.
to the fans that's paying money to get into the arena.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah. Well, you know what? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. That's all fine and dandy because I ain't paying no money for the shit. I stopped paying for it a long time ago. I only still got Peacock because I got that through Walmart Plus. I don't pay for that shit like that.
Right.
And I got that for the WWE Network library. That's it. You know what I mean? But the
Yep.
thing is this: you're gonna push. Where is the new stars? That's the thing. Where are the new stars? What's going on here with Jey Uso? Is Jey Uso is kind of at this point he's a character, and he's kind of stuck because, like I said, there's no evolution of that character. Okay, now all of a sudden, now what? You're gonna try to be a little mini Roman Reigns? Is that where we're going?
Yep,
They got nothing
exactly
else,
where
bro. We're going back to the NWO again because we have nothing else. The bloodline. Going back to that because we have nothing else to present. That's the gag.
But
And if you're out there with fucking 60-year-old CM Punk out there wrestling on Saturday night's main event. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, dude.
But that's the thing. You have it. You have a loaded roster. Where is Gunther at?
I don't know where Gunther is. Why is Carmelo Hayes not getting that push? Why didn't he come out there and do a surprise? Oh, you have him against 75-year-old CM Punk on Saturday's main event. You can have it. But
you
Punk
have it. You have people.
Punk can't keep up with Carmelo Hayes. That's what it is. He can't.
You have people, right? You have people there that can make new stars. You
This
can't.
This is the guy that broke bones in his foot jumping into the crowd.
It's funny because it's true. But and that's been. It's not just a no gimmicks. We're not trying to bury shit, bro. Like we really aren't. This is what people are saying.
I bury him.
I'm not trying to bury nobody. But
Frank D. Vader is burying CM Punk. I am.
I ain't trying to bury nobody.
You got a problem with it? You got a problem with it? Got a problem with it? Fine me.
But this is the comment. It's the common critique of the current product, bro.
Absolutely.
It's like you're giving us, and this is coming from casual fans. You are giving us the same recycled stuff. Stop recycling it. Give me something fresh.
I swear to you, I'm telling you, the AI thing. I'm telling you, the AI is booking the show every week because no person in their right mind could sit here and say this is good shit. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can say that.
Bro, that's the worst announcement they could have made.
That's
that's the worst announcement they could have made.
Yeah, because they got leaked. They got mad about it.
That is the worst.
And everybody keeps saying this over and over again. They're like, "Oh man, it's like they're doing so great with NXT and TNA. Hey, at least that's something different. At least they got the younger talents down there. You ain't got old fossils like Punk out there, wrestling. You know what I'm saying? And if you got somebody, I mean, you ain't no AJ Styles either, bro. You're not AJ. You ain't Randy. You know what I'm saying?
But if you look at the current state,
biggest star they got in there, biggest star they got real quick, biggest star they got in WWE is a guy who ain't even there half the time, and he deserves not to be there, and that's Roman Reigns. That's the biggest star they got.
That's a fact. That's a fact. We were talking about this, right? Like, who's the biggest star there right now? And it's Roman.
It's Roman Reigns. It's Roman. Roman is on a whole different level. Listen, they can try to push Cody Rhodes as a face of the company all they want to. He's not. It's Roman Reigns.
Exactly that.
I hate to say this, and I hate to say this, but this is the God's honest truth. I'm being, and that's all I can be, as honest. Back in the golden era, you had Hogan and you had Macho. Hulk was the draw. He was the star. Macho was the better wrestler.
Yeah.
But Hulk was the guy.
Yeah.
And nobody can deny that.
Yeah, and it's that's kind of a crazy parallel too.
Yeah.
That is a crazy parallel.
Yep.
If you look at it, but even now with Roman is the guy, and I do believe Roman is the people's favorite.
Mm. Yes.
You can argue who's the better wrestler, but
Roman is the Hulk Hogan of this era.
Yeah, he is. He is. Definitely is. Is Cody the Macho Man, though? That's the argument.
Is Cody the Macho Man? That is interesting, bro. That is very interesting. I'm going to be completely honest right now. They don't have a Macho Man.
I'm with you there.
They don't have it because Macho. The thing is that you look back at that time frame. You had Hogan, you had Savage, but you also had the Ultimate Warrior.
Yep. You had people. So you want to emulate, right?
Exactly. There is nobody on that show that I can say I want to be. When I was a teenager, I want to be The Rock. That was my guy, and I'm talking about the Rock in the Nation. That's what I wanted to be.
I would love to gauge like the kids and see what they're into. You know what I mean?
Yeet. Turn the Yeet.
So he would be kind of like the Macho Man.
I'll tell you like this. This is what I think. If you want to put it like this, we'll go like this. I said a minute ago they don't have Macho Man. Fine, we'll go like this. Roman Reigns is Hogan. Cody Rhodes is Savage. Okay. Jey Uso is the Ultimate Warrior.
Okay.
That's your three. That's your guys.
Okay.
And everybody else.
I can see
everybody
that.
Else after that.
Everybody else
is after that. Drew McIntyre is your $1 million man. He's your Ted DiBiase.
Okay.
He's always in there, and he's a good worker. That's your Ted DiBiase as far as the heels go. Okay. Then you have everybody else. That's how it goes. I don't see an Undertaker at this point.
They don't have one.
They don't have an Undertaker.
They don't have one.
You have no one. I don't.
You had one, but sadly he ain't with us no more.
Yeah.
And even when he was here, they weren't doing him like that. You know what I mean?
Right. Now there is potential of a guy being an Undertaker character. Well, not even a character. There's a potential of a guy being Taker and doing something if they push him correctly. And that is Aleister Black. He could go. Aleister Black, give you some here and trips. I'll give you an idea. You can use it.
They're not going there. They're not going
there. I know. But Aleister Black and Zelina Vega, they take over the Judgment Day. And you take it back to what it used to be. Because I don't know what they are right now. I don't know if they're supposed to be essays or what the hell they're supposed to be. I don't get what they're supposed to be doing.
I don't know. I ain't too crazy about that either, but
well, it's basically because the Judgment Day started off as like a goth gimmick. And that's kind of what Vega and Aleister Black are goth. Honestly, bro, you need to just make Aleister Black and Damian Priest a tag team. That's what you need to do.
Yeah, but I got a feeling they don't know how to push Aleister in the stable.
I have a feeling that they just don't know what Aleister Black is supposed to be.
This is true too. And here, honest assessment. Aleister Black is the new Karrion Kross.
He is that. Absolutely. That's what he is. And Zelina is Scarlet. Yep. That's what it is.
It screamed it to me last night watching SmackDown.
Yep. And I think that's pretty shitty myself.
Terrible.
I think that's pretty shitty.
Honest assessment, that's what it looks like to me. It jumped out immediately. Like when I saw the entrance and I saw her pop up, I was like, bro, this is Karrion Kross.
You know who Sami Zayn is on the roster? Sami Zayn is they're Ricky Steamboat.
Yeah, oh, most definitely. Can have a match
Yep.
with anybody. It's gonna be good.
Yep.
Yeah,
He's a Ricky
Yeah.
Steamboat.
Yeah.
That's him. Okay. So that's kind of what I see. When I look at the roster, though, I mean, I don't see, like, if you put a Gunther in there, who do I think a Gunther could be? I think a Gunther could possibly be a Bret Hart.
Yeah.
Because he's more of a technical
Yeah.
kind of wrestler. That's what I when I look at
Technical, holds the ring as a sacred space.
Yeah. That's what I see.
Yeah.
Okay. And
but again,
yeah,
you're not pushing these guys.
No.
That's what
it's just
kills
the same
me.
Shit.
That's what kills me, bro. It's like Gunther we should be talking about him right now and how his reign as a champion is one of the best ever. Because he was that. There was no real reason other than
his Intercontinental title reign.
But
the world title reign was whack.
That's not his fault to me.
It's never the wrestler's fault. It's
creative's
fault. It's creative's fault. If AI would have wrote better shit for him, then
I'm saying that's not his fault. And the reason it's not his fault is because of what they did with Jey Uso. Like if you, and that's what, again, in hindsight, looking at this terrible decision, bro, you built Jey Uso up and you also built Gunther up to be this unstoppable champion. So when Jey was supposed to go up against him, you screwed all this up with one Saturday night main event. You screwed it all up with that.
That's right. That's where it started. That right there is where it started with Jey Uso for me. Yep. That's where he got exposed.
You screwed the pooch.
That match was a mistake. Never should have happened.
Shouldn't have happened. It shouldn't have happened.
That's where it was. And it's like with Jey, I can't blame Jey Uso for his current situation because he's just doing what he's told to do.
Exactly.
Just go out there and yeet. They'll go for it.
Yep.
At least he's somewhat creative. At least he ain't going out there every week and trying to cut the next pipe bomb.
But you screwed all that up with that one Saturday night main event. And now you can't really get it back. And you're making it worse because you just keep throwing him back out there, bro. Like, stop. You killed the push.
It's funny. I just listen. I just realized something. I'm over here looking at my wall. I just remembered I have a damn CM Punk AEW figure on my wall. It's right next to MJF.
Yep. Hey man,
that's when I was a Punk fan.
Yep.
I don't like prima donnas though.
Hey Travis, shout out to you, bro. Thank you for subbing. Appreciate you.
Oh yeah, appreciate that, bro.
But yeah, man, it's like, bro, y'all done already killed it. So give me something fresh. Like, you have LA Knight there, and my goodness, you've already put this guy through the ringer of will he, won't he?
He won't. he's listen. Remember, good things happen to those who wait. Unless you're LA Knight and Carmelo Hayes, it never happens.
How long we gonna wait, bro?
You're gonna keep waiting.
Hey, not to take anyone's gimmick, but TikTok, bro. The clock is ticking. The window's only so big, bro.
Well, he knows that. I mean, LA Knight pretty much figures at this point he's a good utility player. That's all he is. He's not. I mean, LA Knight. Listen, honestly, bro, no knocking against you. But if you want, I'll give you one of these replica belts I got back here. You could be a champion. Yeah, that's as close as you're going to get to it because they just don't. They don't see it. You go out there and consistently, you cut good promos. You're over with the crowd. They don't care. You're not Samoan, bro.
Wow. I mean, wow. But true. Question from the chat. Good question. We can end it on this one. What are the chances of Y2J finishing up his career in WWE? Very interesting because we talked about this offline too. I'm pretty sure he's a lock. And what gives me that impression is the Jericho cruise and how it used to be geared up towards AEW talent. As of now, there is zero AEW talent. This cruise has been announced. It's going to be taken off next year. There's zero AEW talent so far on this cruise. And I think they're just waiting to announce. I think he probably does show up. If not soon, then by Rumble, he'll probably show up in the Rumble, and they'll probably announce more people for the cruise. I do think it's going to be more primarily NXT talent, because if you look at the cruise right now, there's TNA talent. There's a lot of TNA talent on this cruise. So I think they'll probably continue that NXT TNA thing, and they'll bring it on the cruise, and they'll probably start announcing those WWE talents on the cruise. But I think, and another thing that gave me kind of the impression too, Tony Khan went on Busted Open a couple of days ago, which he rarely does Busted Open now, but he went on and the question was asked about Jericho. Like, and he gave the answer without really giving the answer. And it's like the standard. And if you know Tony Khan, you know his answers are, if it's this way, it's probably leaning towards one thing, right? And the answer he gave was, you know, we love Chris Jericho. We love that way he's contributed to AEW. He's been AEW since day one. We'd love to have him in AEW, and, you know, just thanking him for his contributions. To me, that sounded like a goodbye. Like he's already gone. You know what I mean? And I do think the chances are high that he will go to WWE in his career in WWE. Will it be what he wants? WWE is a different beast now under the TKO system. It's not what you used to. Obviously, they've changed up a lot of things, but he does bring a lot to the table. I don't know how much he'll be able to negotiate. There may be certain things that he wants, and if they are willing to accommodate that, then there's a very high chance that we see Y2J finishing up his career in WWE. What about you?
Yeah, I'm in total agreement. I think Jericho does go back to WWE. I mean, it's a given. I mean, Jericho, it's not like he's getting any younger, you know.
Yeah.
So if you're going to go finish up over there, get your Hall of Fame induction that you deserve. You know, I've been watching Chris Jericho since 1996, WCW.
Yep.
So I think that he's proven himself. I think that he's helped AEW as far as he can. From what I saw the other night being at Dynamite, AEW doesn't need Chris Jericho anymore. They can go without Chris
Jericho.
Jericho.
Ride off into the sunset.
Just like they don't need a Cody Rhodes. You know, they can do their thing. I've seen it for myself the other night. And I think Jericho can go over there now. As you know, you just mentioned, it's a different beast now. It's not the same WWE when he left. But I also want to say this too. Didn't Chris Jericho have heat with CM Punk when CM Punk was in AEW?
It's a good point.
So that's going to be a very interesting situation there as well. But they, have come out and said that Jericho's contract still has a number of months on it, and that this time off was already planned. It was supposed to happen. So we won't know until the countdown is on at the Rumble and he comes out. And all the people that have been, burying Chris Jericho for the past couple of years, all of a sudden now going to be fans of Jericho because he's back in the WWE.
Customary, bro. Customary.
That's how it is. But I wish Jericho all the success in the world when he goes back to WWE. I think he deserves one last run over there. I think that he deserves to have his swan song and have that one final match. It's a lot of people going to be heading out, bro. You got AJ Styles finishing up next year. Mm-hmm. Chris Jericho possibly going to be finishing up as well. I mean, a lot of the guys that we watch. I mean, AJ Styles, dude, been watching AJ Styles since not TNA but WCW. And and he came into WCW towards the end of the company. That's when he was, it's just crazy how long I've been watching Styles. And he was Mr. TNA. That was TNA. It was AJ Styles. When John Cena was coming up in WWE, AJ Styles was doing his thing over in TNA.
Yep.
So it's crazy, bro. But I wish Jericho nothing but, success and in his future endeavors, wherever he ends up. I think that he's done a lot of good things in AEW. He'll put him on the map. He did.
Yeah.
And it was a group effort there. It was him. It was the Elite. It was of course Tony Khan being the money man behind this whole thing. He deserves it, bro. I'm not gonna come up here and knock Jericho and say, "Oh, you what?" No, I'm not gonna do that. I think he deserves to have that one last run. I think hearing break the walls down again would be nostalgic for people.
Awesome.
But honestly, I think that the hype will be there for a couple months, and Jericho will be another guy on the roster.
I can't say I disagree with you.
He's an attraction at this point. That's what Jericho will be. He's an attraction. Jericho can't be out there every week as a performer. He's an attraction.
Yeah.
You bring him out there sparingly. And I mean, that could be some new blood you put in there. You can put a Jericho in there with a Roman Reigns. You can put a Jericho in there with a Jey Uso. You can put a Jericho in there with an LA Knight. Put Jericho in there with AJ Styles again. You can do a lot of things with Chris Jericho in WWE. Is there things for Jericho to do in AEW? Possibly. I mean, has he worked with the Hurt Syndicate? No. I mean, could you do something with them? I mean, could you do another feud, a Jericho Heyman feud? Could you do a Jericho Swerve feud? I mean, there's still some people Jericho could rock with in AEW, but I think Jericho wants another new challenge. And he's done everything he can in AEW. And I think WWE is where he's going to end up. I really do believe that.
I believe that too. So thanks for that question, Travis. That was a great question. Appreciate it. Well, buddy, let's start winding this show down. Great show, but let's start winding it down. All right. For those of you following, DFPN will be in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, November 7th through the 9th. We will be doing the Pod Lounge at the annual Cape Con. Come out, say what's up, hang out with us. It's going to be a good time. I will be doing a live No Gimmick show there. We'll have some other members from DFPN. Frank D won't be coming, sadly, but my guy will be busy doing his own thing. Follow him on Instagram at Vader. Follow him and stay in tune with what he's got going on. But yeah, we'll be in there in Missouri. Very much looking forward to it. Thank you guys for tapping in. I don't know if I mentioned this on previous shows, but we did hit the 10,000 sub mark on YouTube. Very, very, very good achievement. So thank you guys for tapping in and giving us your time. Appreciate it very, very much. Tonight, there is a show that we are sponsoring over in Irving, Texas, hosted by the Forever ROH Women's Champion, Athena, called Who Runs the World. Is an all-women show tonight. Very, very stacked card. The AEW Women's Champion, Chris Statlander, will be there. Marina Shafir will be there.
Shit.
Deonna Purrazzo is going to be there.
Bro, hold up a second. Hold on. Let me tell you what. I got a question. Where is Camille?
That's another show, bro.
Oh, man.
There is, so real quick. Yeah. There are plans, I think, in place for her, but she's doing the American Gladiator thing right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was supposed to be her and Wardlow.
Okay.
But Wardlow came back, got hurt, but she is doing the American Gladiator thing.
Man, I feel bad for Wardlow, bro.
Man,
like,
bro.
Damn.
Bro.
That guy was the next Batista.
Yes. And came back, got hurt on the night he came back, bro. That's
Hey, where's MJF?
MJF is on. He took time off. He just got married.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So, but yeah, there are plans for Camille, I believe, but she's off doing the American Gladiator. But
gotcha.
There was a post that came out. People jumped on it too, asking questions, but she's doing American Gladiator.
Where's my girl Abaddon?
Abaddon is the MPX. She's going to be there tonight too. She's the
really?
MPX Women's Champion. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I like Abaddon.
Yeah, she's amazing. Amazing. But yeah, there's that event tonight. Who Runs the World. The first one, crazy. Mercedes Moné popped up in there tonight.
Yeah.
We expect some fireworks tonight. I'll be there live.
Oh shit.
And
Okay.
yeah, I'll be there live, enjoying myself. I'll be in the
Mhm.
front row. So yeah, if
Yeah.
you're in Irving, there's still tickets available. They haven't completely sold out yet, but everything important, the important seats are all sold out, bro. It's only general admission now, but please come out, have fun. It's gonna be a great time. So please join. Frank D, what you got?
What does Frank D got? I don't know, Frank D, what you got? Will I have this? No. So basically, I'm enjoying it. But yeah, so basically your boy is continuing to upload content on the Instagram D Vader cosplay. Also, just recently started a TikTok as
Nice.
well, where I'm starting to do things on there. And I guess you can find me at D Vader. What is this? D Vader 83. So DEE Vader 83. Where you can find me on TikTok. Starting to post some content there. Starting to post some reels. We're in the Halloween season, so this is my time. All right, so I'm gonna be. I got some stuff coming up, bro. I mean, I'm gonna be doing my thing. You feel me? I mean, people don't know I'm a big horror fanatic. Let me see if I put this on. Hold a second, bro. All right, you see all this shit over here? Yeah. So all these masks and shit over there.
Yeah. So D Vader, I gotta tell the story real quick before we leave. D Vader has a life-size Annabelle doll.
I do.
And which the last time I was at his house, he thought it was very hilarious to put that shit in the bed in the guest room for me to walk into. Bro, I was like, bro, what are you doing, bro?
Right. All right. Let's see. Yeah, you said, yeah. There she is.
I was like, bro,
that's all right. That's all right. That's all right there. Let me see. Let me turn
like, bro,
on.
what are you doing, bro? What are you doing right now?
Yeah, there she go.
She was just chilling on the bed too. I'm like, nah, bro, this ain't it. This ain't it, bro.
Bro,
get her out of here.
Just you know what? It's just crazy. I'm like, sitting here right now, just looking at shit. There's a chainsaw for Texas Chainsaw Massacre cosplay.
Yep,
that's actual chainsaw right there. It's crazy shit. I just So we got some stuff playing. D Vader cosplay got some stuff playing, bro. Just doing my shit, man. Doing as only that Frank D Vader can do as a Sith, and here's what it is.
Yes, sir. But
oh yeah, gonna be doing a troop coming up too. Going to be doing a troop with the 501st on Halloween. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be going to what hospital? I forgot the name of the hospital. We're going to go visit some sick children at a hospital.
Nice.
So doing that as well. Always, giving back.
Put the info in the group. And by the way, follow us on No Gimmicks Podcast fan group. But put that information in the group, bro.
Yeah, so I'm going to be doing that. Got trick or treats coming through. Trying to decide if I want to scare him as Michael Myers, I want to scare him as Freddy, or if I want to scare him as Vader. Don't know yet.
Vader's the way to go.
Don't miss. I guess the mystery is going to unfold. But yeah, that's it, man. Other than that, blessed to be here for another year, doing my thing here. Sister came out and visited last week as well.
Nice.
So that was cool to see her. It's crazy, bro. I hadn't seen my sister since 2021.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it was cool to kick it with her or whatever. But that's another story for another day.
Yep. But good show today, man. And thank you guys for tuning in again tonight, Irving, Texas. If you can't make it, tune in on Twitch. Follow Metroplex Wrestling. We are sponsoring that show. Got to make sure we get the plug out. But follow them. If you got nothing else, I got nothing else, my guy.
Just once again, thank you AEW for your hospitality there and the press the press credentials and all that. There, it was a first for No Gimmicks, but it won't be the last. So Thank you very much for the hospitality. And people can say I'm shilling all you want. I don't give a damn. couldn't care less. They actually did something for us that WWE wouldn't do. Okay, that's what it is. They actually did something for us that WWE wouldn't do, and
they gave us a chance.
They gave us a chance, and I gave them an honest, interpretation of what I saw, and I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business on everything I said today.
Absolutely, bro.
That's it, bro. So other than that, don't forget to help control the pet population. Have your pets spayed or neutered. And listen, when it's bad weather outside and it's lightning and thundering and all that stuff, you can get struck by lightning. So it's not a good idea to go out at 5:30 in the morning, go walk the dog in the rain and there's lightning out there because you can't get struck by lightning, bro.
And your dog.
Message.
That's all we got. That's all we got. Thank you guys for tuning in. Until next time, you know what it is. Be safe. Take care of each other. Enjoy what you're gonna enjoy. Peace.
I'm elite.
And I know it's all business, all business, all business. We give them no gimmick. Yeah. And I know it's all business, all business, all business. We give them no gimmick. Yeah. And I know it's all business, all business, all business. We give them no gimmicks.